If you're running more than one service on a home server, and you're still exposing random ports and bookmarking IP addresses, this video will help you fix that. Today, I'm going to show you how to set up Nginx Proxy Manager, which is one of the most important services to run when self-hosting. Once it's in place, you'll be able to route multiple services through one domain, manage SSL in one place, and keep your setup clean while you add more apps. We're going to keep this beginner friendly and practical. I'm intentionally not covering advanced networking, firewall rules, or deep security hardening here. The goal is simple. Just get a reverse proxy that you can build on. Now, before we jump into the build, I just want to take a quick second and really say thank you. We officially hit 1,000 subscribers, and honestly, that feels pretty unreal to say out loud. Thank you to everyone who stuck around, commented, liked, and kept supporting the channel, especially during the last little while when my uploads slowed down. I did have some health stuff I had to focus on, but I'm doing a lot better now and really excited to focus on getting back to building. 2026 is going to be a big year for the channel. My goal is to keep it simple. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing you real practical builds you can do yourself as often as possible. So thanks for being here, and let's get into it. So what exactly is a proxy? Well, at a high level, a reverse proxy sits in front of your services and acts like a traffic director. Instead of the internet talking directly to each app, everything goes through the proxy first, and it decides where traffic should go based on the domain name. So instead of remembering IPs and ports, you should go to something like app.yourdomain.com, and it lands exactly where it should. This is why I always recommend setting this up early. Everything else becomes easier after. Before we install anything, let's make sure you've got a few things ready. First, you're going to need a Linux server. This can be a virtual machine, a mini PC, or just a physical box running any kind of Linux. Nothing fancy, and it does not need to be powerful. You're also going to need Docker installed on the server since we're going to be running containers. Next, you'll need a domain name that you control, with a DNS record pointed to the IP address of your server. We're not doing anything complicated with DNS here, it just needs to resolve your host. And finally, you'll want at least one service already running, plus local or SSH access to the server so you can actually manage it. Once you've got all that, you're good to go. Alright, so first we're going to set up an app VM. We need something running in order to have Nginx Proxy Manager actually direct us to something behind it, so we're going to set up Flame. SSH on into your app VM, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we do an update. We need to make sure that everything is working on the latest packages. So we're going to run sudo apt update and sudo apt-y upgrade. Next, we're going to install Docker using the official install script from Docker's own site. Go ahead and type curl-fssl https://get.docker.com and then pipe it to a sudo sh. Now, I'm adding my user to the Docker group so I can run Docker commands without using sudo every time. So we'll use sudo usermod-ag docker $user. And then we'll run newgrp docker so that we can refresh our session to initiate the change instead of logging out and back in. And now we can do a quick check that Docker's installed correctly using docker ---- version. As you can see, we're currently running the latest Docker version 29.1.5. Now let's go ahead and spin up Flame. Flame is just a standard dashboard app. I'm using this one as a demo service because it's pretty lightweight. It's a good open source dashboard, and it runs the same way that any app should behind a reverse proxy. So we'll go ahead and run the script docker run-d --name flame -p 3000 5005 for the ports -v flame -data with the directory app/data, and then we'll do -- restart unless stopped, and then pawelmalak /flame is just the Docker image name for the dashboard that we're going to be using. And now we'll confirm that it's running with a quick docker ps. As you can see here, Flame is running just fine. At this point, Flame should already be accessible locally on the app's VM IP, on port 3000. This is the before state IP and port. So we'll connect to the VM itself using http://RIP address and then the port 3000. Now we're ready to put it behind a clean domain with SSL using Nginx Proxy Manager. Next, we're going to set up the proxy VM. This is where Nginx Proxy Manager will run, and this VM is the one that will receive traffic on ports 80 and 443. So same thing here, we're going to update our packages quickly with the sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. And now we'll install Docker the same way as before, using curl-fssl https://get.docker.com, and then piping it again to a sudo sh. We'll do the same thing, add my user to the Docker group again so that we don't have to use sudo every time. Another quick docker compose version. And now we can go ahead and install npm. First, we need to go ahead and set up a directory for npm so that everything stays clean and contained. We'll use mkdir-p home/nginx proxy manager for the name. And then we'll quickly change into it. Now we just need to create our docker compose file for the npm. So go ahead and open nano docker-compose.yml. And now paste the config for the YAML file that I've put down in the description below. This will now expose port 81 for the admin dashboard and ports 80 and 443 for web traffic. We're also mounting the volumes data and let's encrypt so that our config and certificates persist. Then we're safe to save and exit, and we'll start up npm using docker compose up-d. Do another check that it's up with docker ps. As you can see here, npm is officially running, and it's open on port 81. Now we can open the Nginx Proxy Manager dashboard in the browser. So then we'll just navigate to that VM's IP and then port 81. Now it should prompt you to create a new account here, so go ahead and put in whatever credentials you'd like. If it doesn't, it might ask you to log in with the default, which should just be admin@example.com with the password change.me. Once you're in, this is where you're going to manage all of your proxy hosts and SSL certificates. Now we're going to create the actual routing rule. This is the part that makes the reverse proxy useful. We're telling npm, when traffic comes in for flame.jdsdesignlabs.com, forward it to the apps VM on port 3000. We'll turn on block common exploits, and now you can save the rule. Now we'll test it. This should load Flame through the domain, even though Flame itself isn't exposed publicly on port 3000. Awesome, looks like it's working just fine. Next, we'll quickly enable HTTPS. One of the biggest benefits of using a reverse proxy is centralized SSL. The proxy handles certificates for your services. Edit the proxy host, go to SSL, and request a new certificate for this domain. We want to turn on Force SSL, and you can turn on HTTP2 support if you'd like. Now for the payoff. We should be able to load the same service through HTTPS with a valid certificate. So now head on over to https flame.yourdomain.com. No IP, no port, just a clean domain with SSL. At this point, you've got a working reverse proxy. You can see the proxy host here and the certificate here. You can also tell by selecting the lock icon next to your domain name. As you can see here, it says connection secure, and that we're securely connected to the site with Let's Encrypt. This setup is honestly one of the biggest quality of life improvements you can make while self-hosting. Once it's in place, adding new apps becomes cleaner, safer, and much easier. This is also the foundation I'll be using for a lot of future videos. Running more services, securing remote access, and building things out properly over time. If this video helped you out, give it a like, and subscribe and stick around. I'm focusing on real-world, practical, self-hosting builds. Nothing overcomplicated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.